you started a hashtag, no? Cover the athlete.
Oh yeah.
What was
I
that?
got in so much trouble for that.
Yeah, well, okay, tell us a little bit about that. What was that a reaction to, and what was that experience like?
So that started, I was, oof, how old was I? I was 23 years old. And I had just become a courtside reporter. I was covering men's basketball. And then after one season of men's basketball, I had been assigned to women's volleyball. And so because these weren't Ateneo, I didn't grow up with these schools. I needed to research. And I found it was so much easier for me to research men because there was more coverage on game recaps, their performance. I could understand who they were and what made them good. But when I was looking for women's articles at the time, so this was 2015, 2016, I don't know, I realized, bakit ang daming listicles na kung sinong maganda? At kung sinong crush ng reporter at sinong crush ng editor. At parang yung mga descriptions, bakit sa game recap kailangan sabihin the comely Rachel Dakis and the stunning Gretchen Ho? Bakit ganon yung game recaps? And so, um, you know me, right? I started off in your newsroom believing that the world was progressive because I had wonderful female bosses, right? You remember Pia and Candice. So Pia Faustina and Candice Montenegro, my first direct superiors. And I felt like, yes, women have it. Women empowerment. And I go into the sports world and I realize, wow, it's a different decade here. So, nag-time travel ako. So, it hit so hard. It hit so hard because I realized there is this whole other side that, like, we're overlooking this in our pursuit of progress. Like sports is falling behind. And so, being a nerd, a debate nerd, which is my background, I decided to write an investigative article for the website that I was writing for at the time. And I interviewed female athletes who fit the mold of what conventional beauty was. I also interviewed athletes who didn't fit the mold. And I had my good friend Charmy Leasing, who does data and stats. She helped me do a content analysis, analyzing a selection of articles about men and women from different websites. And what we found was that men are talked about 85% of the time in terms of their skills. For women, it's 52%. And men are talked about in terms of their looks only 8%, while for women, it's 32%. So this was back in 2016. And so I came out with this article and I thought I wasn't really saying anything like that controversial. Right? I thought it was just simple. Cover the athlete, cover the woman. And I didn't realize how controversial that was gonna be. Like I knew there would be some backlash because the establishment. But I had no idea how intense it would be. I had no idea that like established male sports editors would be tweeting at me like, who do you think you are? And marami ka pang bigas na kakainin. Sino ka ba? Wala kang napatunayan. I've been doing this for 20 years. Sino ka ba? You're just a little girl. That's how they were talking to me.
So wait, so excuse me, people were defending like a sexist attitude. I mean, basically you're just saying
Yes.
respect. Basically, you're
Yes.
just saying respect women athletes, diba? Parang ganon.
Yes,
So
I
people were against that.
know. I know. So actually there was this one editor he was a sports editor of a major newspaper, and he wrote a rebuttal and published it on his own blog, and it was called No, We Will Not Stop Talking About Women's Athletes Look. And that actually made my life so hard because at the time I was a sports reporter, I was a courtside reporter. It made the press room hostile. I couldn't go into the press room without feeling like there were all of these eyes on me. And even not in the press room, but just in the production room going to work, suddenly I was seen as a troublemaker, as someone who stirred the pot, who rocked the boat. And then I would have my superiors, even people I considered and mentors, telling me, stop being pasaway. Stop rocking the boat. Just this is how it's going to be. It will change maybe next generation, but not yours. So stop, know how to pick your battles. And like hearing that was just it made me so angry because it strengthened for me like, okay, so this confirms everything. This really is systemic. If even you, if even you, the progressives that I thought you were, are going to say this to me, then this runs deeper than I thought. Then all the more I have to do this.